First of all, you know, we're going to continue to pray for Dusan. I do not have an update at this point. You know, he's with our medical doctors and our trainers, and I will know more. Hopefully, you know, in the next 24 hours, we will give you some type of an update when we get one. To the game, I thought our guards were really special tonight. I thought there were 3 great guards on the floor, because Sessom was pretty good also. But it was really good to see Jarkel Jonah bounce back after not having a great game at Pitt. And I thought Jaquavion Smith was a pro's pro tonight. I think he did a little bit of everything. He defended, you know, he scored the basketball, he really passed the basketball. We didn't feel like we played well in the Pitt game, and you know, we wanted to come in here and have a better showing and play on both ends of the floor. I'll get 1,000 questions about Reynolds Coliseum, and we should play every game here. And you know, don't send those to me. You send them to somebody else. But what a great venue! What a great night! I'm really appreciative of our fans for showing up. I thought the state jerseys looked great. I thought they were outstanding. Hopefully we can see them again. Maybe they're not just a one-game deal, but it was an electric night. I thought the energy was great. We had a lot of fun, and our guys had a lot of fun. During the game, I know this is long as opening statement, so I'm gonna take all your questions right now. During the game, I thought we had a good first half. Didn't close the first half the way I wanted to. We came out, I thought we were playing a lot better in the second half, and then unfortunately, with Dusan's situation, it kind of took the arrows a little bit, and I think we closed the game. So, questions?
If Dusan is out for an extended period, how big a loss?
I will not comment on. You know, you can ask me that, Chip, later on. I don't want to make assumptions. So I don't want to say, hey, you know, somebody else is. I will say this. I'm happy the way Ernest Ross played today.
Coach, there's a picture of you confiding in Dusan that I feel like, you know, really touched a lot of Wolfpack fans. What were you saying to him in that moment?
I just wanted to keep him calm. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, like, you guys, a lot of people look at them as my players. I look at them as my kids, and it's hard to see any of your kids or any of those guys in that situation. And I was there, you know, just to calm him down and let him know that we're with him and honestly praying for him.
We were talking with the guys, Jarkel and Jaquavion, a minute ago about are they the best backcourt in the ACC, and they weren't afraid to say they were. How do you feel about that?
Hey, I'll take them. I don't want to trade them, so I got to say I'll take them. I'm keeping them. I'm not throwing them in, so I'm keeping those guys. They're good, and tonight they were electric. I mean, they were really good. Every run that Coppin made, you know, they were there to answer. And you know, Coppin's a team that's really dangerous, and I know people from the outside won't have name recognition, but you know, you look at the Power 5 and the bigger schools they play. Sessom's been great. You know, the Georgetown was a overtime game, maybe multiple overtime games, and the Maryland game was tough. So he's done that against all competition, and I'm happy for Juan, because Juan, I remember him back when I was at Hargrave. I sent Lonnie Baxter to Maryland, who played with Juan, and I've seen him since he was a really young kid. But I'm not showing my age, just so you know.
One of those, I can't remember which one it was, but one of I think it was Jarkel said you won't allow them to go up against each other in practice, and that's what helps make them become better, become that best, you know, backcourt in the ACC. Can you speak on, you know, what the competition is like between those two in practice and how it does translate in the games?
They said I won't let them.
I think it was Jarkel that said that.
I don't know about that now.
Okay.
They, you know, it's a thin line, and here's what we do in practice with those guys. I need them to play against each other because they challenge each other to become better. But I also have to develop some type of chemistry with them. And so early on in the season, it was, you know, those two guarding each other, and they made each other better. But at the end, I've now switched it to they got to play together so they have a better understanding and feel how to play together.
Jarkel was saying after the game the other night, he went back to Dale shop for a while, which is kind of what you expected. And that you like the way he was able to handle things and get back on track.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know that, Chip, but knowing him as a person, he's got a lot of pride. One of the best kids that I could have ever recruited, especially at a point guard position. You know, know, I didn't have to. He didn't have to tell me. I knew he probably. I don't know if he went home that night. You know, obviously he probably got in there and took 2,000 shots or more.
The semester's dying down, but at the same time the ACC's revving up. How hard is it to kind of balance that? And do you think your kids are doing a good job?
You know, that's a great question. It is. It's a challenge. The number one thing that these kids are here for is their education. And today was the last day of class, meaning we're going into exams. And so we've got to figure out a good balance of when you practice. And right now, our priority has shifted to making sure that all of our guys finish out the semester strong and taking care of the academics. So it's a great balancing act.
Coach, you have Miami on the road next game. Isaiah Wong, Nigel Pack, another really strong argument for best ACC backcourt. How do you plan on stopping them?
You got to let me get past tonight. They're good, very talented, and I haven't watched Miami at all, but I do know name recognition. I know Juan seems like he's been around for 7 years, and he's played great, and so I'll get a chance to watch them probably sometime starting late tonight and working on it tomorrow. And but they're talented. You know, Jim Larinaga's done a great job with his team. It'll be a tough road game for us, as all of them are.
You mentioned Coppin made some runs. How happy are you with your team's response when they were making those runs? They did some pick and roll and some stuff, but you guys always kept that 3 to 4 possession distance.
I thought our guards did a great job of controlling the game. That's the maturity that I'm looking for. I've got a senior that's been around for a long time in Jarkel, but I also got a guy who is an elite scorer, who a lot of the conversations I had with him is control the game, finish the game, be efficient down the stretch, and don't settle. And so, I thought he did a great job of not just taking deep threes, even though he took the last deep three, but he drove the basketball, and we got to the free throw line, and we did some good stuff.
The 83 team was here today. I think there's one other game this year where they'll be honored. What does that team mean to this school in your mind? And then do you think your kids, even though it's been 40 years, they grasp the significance of that season?
Amazing. I mean, it's not just NC State. I mean, you can almost make an argument that it's America's team. I mean, the 83 run was great. It's always, it feels like every time you see something about them, I have to stop what I'm doing just to read, get your heart beating a little bit. It's a great team with great folks, and it was a great coach. And so we're excited. We're going to bring them back. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that, but I think they're supposed to come back in February to honor those guys, and I think that's the right thing to do. And if we could bring them back every week, we should. And I think there were a few here tonight, and I'm glad our guys played well enough where our guys respect what they did, and a lot of those guys in this type of building and everything else.
Coach, it felt like Jaquavion kind of took over the game there late. And 33 points, is that sort of what you expect from your sophomore guard when he returned this season and have a performance like that? Yeah,
he's played so well, and other people will say, he's only averaging 16 points a game. The NBA scouts, they know he can score the basketball. They wanted to see him pass the basketball. And so I think he's doing a really good job. I think he's either first or second in the ACC in assists. I think we're seeing a young man grow up. And by the way, he's saying to you guys, hey, I can score if I need to. I just want to show you I got a little bit more in my bag than that. So, but he's really matured. He's a kid, and one of the reasons why he's back is because he's a kid and he enjoyed his teammates. When you saw Dushan go down, man, I think he was affected more than anybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.